We moved out to Shelby County from Philadelphia, but we're from Louisville originally. And we decided our kids were small, we wanted them to be raised in a rural area, so we decided to come out here. Well, we had a little less than 8 acres, and all we were doing was mowing it, and it was killing him. So we decided we'd look into some kind of cropping. We weren't sure what we were going to do, something seasonal. And we went to look at a very small patch of daylilies we were going to plant, and Matt decided, he's like, I think we should buy all of them. And this is something our family can all do together. This will be our family business.
After we started this business 12 years ago, we assumed we would be able to sell some daylilies and maybe we would be able to generate enough money to pay for what we're doing here in the garden. I never imagined that we would have water features and daylily after daylily, raised beds, formal gardens. And no, if you would have told me I would have had all of this, 12 years ago, I would have said you're a real dreamer, but I don't think it's going to happen.
We are centrally located between Louisville and Lexington, and we're just like 4 miles from the interstate, from I-64, so it definitely makes it easy for people. And this is a beautiful area. Finchville is a beautiful area.
What keeps us coming back to this every year, year after year, is probably the beauty of the blooms, the ease at which the plants bloom for you without having to do a lot of work. Many people come to us and say, I can't grow a thing, but
daylilies are so easy to take care of. You can just plant them in some of the worst ground you have, and as long as you keep them watered the first season you plant them, then they'll pretty much take care of themselves from then on.
If you're not a plant person, it's the plant for you. You don't have to fertilize them. You don't have to water them. If you do all those things, you will have a bigger, prettier plant, but it's not necessary. There are so many different varieties that you can spend a lifetime collecting the varieties and still not have them all.
I think that's why a lot of people like them, because they can share them with their friends.
The blooming season for daylilies usually begins as early as late May, and then the daylilies really come into their season in late June. You'll have some early bloomers in early June, and the season will extend into September. And we have one particular daylily named Jersey Spider that's a spider bloom, and it's gold in color. It actually blooms all the way into November, many years in a row.
Daylilies are unique. Each daylily bloom is only open for one day, and then that one dies, and then a new one opens the next day, and that's why you see continuous bloom on them. There are, as far as registered hybrids, at one time they were saying there were over 50,000 different registered cultivars, and now I think they're saying even more.
When people arrive at the garden, probably the top 2 or 3 comments that we get every year is, you have such a beautiful garden. Oh, this is such a beautiful place. Oh, I bet you wouldn't sell it for anything. So, we get a lot of great comments. We work really hard to get prepared for this. So a lot of people come here expecting to see something very beautiful, and we try not to disappoint them.
I think my best seller is LANNY. And LANNY is one that's a really bright orange color with red also in it. And it almost glows. And that's one that really, if I had 1,000, I could sell every one of them.
Probably one of my most favorite daylilies is MANDALA. And it's a really a light colored daylily with a bright yellow throat with a touch of green in it. I really like that one. There's also some of the double daylilies that I really adore. Francis Joyner is one that is really beautiful. My favorite part of the daylilies is watching them bloom. I'm still, after all these years that we've been dealing with them, I'm still captivated by the blooms. I can never get enough of them. It's our pleasure garden. We really enjoy being out here and just sitting in the garden, enjoying a cup of tea or some coffee in the morning. If we had no business at all, we would still have our garden and enjoy it very much.